Good morning, friends, and welcome. You have such thoughtful questions. I'm so glad you joined us today. Father Youmans and I miss you.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah. And I look forward to seeing you in Hangouts all next week. And what exactly is Palm Sunday?
Palm Sunday. So Palm Sunday was last Sunday. And this whole past week, some of you, if I said we call this Holy Week, that might be recognizable to you. Because in the Christian religion, this is the week that remembers the final week of Jesus' life here on earth. And on the day that he entered in to Jerusalem for that final week, he entered into Jerusalem. It was a celebration because people knew him and loved him, and they were really eager to see him. And he rode into Jerusalem on a donkey. And when people came, they would take off their coats and lay them on the ground, and they grabbed palm branches, which was a common practice when you had a party, and they waved them as they came in. And so that's why they call it Palm Sunday.
Great. And let's see, this Palm Sunday, we're not going to be able to make the palms into ashes.
Yeah.
How's that going to work?
Yeah, so there's this tradition, and it's really a pretty cool one. So on this Holy Week, people take their palm branches and they have the big celebration, and then a lot of Christians, not everybody, but a lot of Christians will save those palm branches. They'll tuck them away someplace in their house, and maybe the pastor or the priest will tuck away some in their church. And then next year, at the beginning of Lent, which is that 40 days before Holy Week, they'll take those palm branches out, and they've dried up, and they'll burn those, and those become the ashes that we put on our foreheads during Ash Wednesday. And so it connects those holy seasons across the year. But we're a lot of churches are still encouraging people to cut some kind of green branch at their house and sort of do that at their house, like have their own Palm Sunday and save those branches. But yeah, that's going to be kind of tricky next year when people are looking for the palm branches to burn for Ash Wednesday. They'll probably have to come up with some other way to do that.
Yeah. And we will.
Yeah, this is all very different, but we're figuring it out.
And we are. So we talked about Jesus coming in on a donkey. So he entered on a donkey because donkeys were peaceful, and people came on donkeys were just like everybody. The common man came in on a donkey, and if he'd come in on a big horse, that would be like a different kind of king who was maybe looking for war and trying to show how important he was and how his army was so strong. But Jesus came in peace. He came on a donkey. Most people had donkeys, so that's why he came in. Just like everybody else, he came in on a donkey. So, Father Youmans, today is Good Friday. Why do we call Good Friday good when it's kind of sad?
Yeah, this is a really serious answer because Jesus did enter into Jerusalem, and it was a celebration. But then eventually, because he would challenge the people who were in charge to try to be fair, eventually he angered them so much that they had him arrested. And that arrest eventually led to him being executed, to be put to death. And it was on Friday that happened. And so you're right. It's a really strange question. Why would you call Friday good when that's what happened? And the reason is, and I think a lot of our students already know this was on Friday. And then on Sunday, sometime in the night, that Sunday, early Sunday morning, Jesus rose from the dead. And it demonstrates a couple things. One, that evil doesn't win in the end, that good is going to conquer bad. And that even the thing that scares a lot of us the most, which, death is really scary, that this was God's way of saying death is not going to win. Even death is going to be conquered with resurrection. And this is one of our biggest hopes in the Christian faith. And so that's why we call Friday Good Friday. Because even though the death was sad, ultimately, it's God's way of saying there's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing so bad that God can't overcome it.
Great, thank you. And the reason we call Easter Easter is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Before Jesus, there was a goddess named Eostra. And so that people were used to that name and that word, and that symbolized spring and a new beginnings. And so they just used her name kind of and translated it into Easter. So the goddess Eostre, Eostra, became the word Easter. So, Father Youmans, why are there two Easters?
Yeah. So again, our students, Cassidy, we have our Christian chapel, but we all know that the families that come to our school are from all different kinds of religions. We've got lots of Hindu students, wonderful Muslim students, and then our Christian students are like a wide variety. We've got kids who go to Life Church, Presbyterian Church, the Episcopal Church. But one of the big groups of Christians in our church are called the Orthodox. And in fact, if you're Orthodox, wave. You know who you are. And you all celebrate Easter a little bit further down the road than we do. And the reason being is because in the year 1054, which was 1,000 years ago, there was this big argument between Christians in one part of the world and Christians in the other part of the world, and that was the Orthodox Christians. And they just had a disagreement about when you should celebrate Easter, and that disagreement has stuck. And it's really sad. There's a big part of me that wishes that the Orthodox Church and the other Christians in the West would have this big, huge conference and just work it out, so that we would all celebrate Easter on the same week. So happy Easter to those who celebrate it this week, but then also happy Easter to our Orthodox friends who celebrate it. I think it's about a week and a half from now.
The following,
Yeah.
And then you guys had other great questions about why do we have Easter eggs hunts? Why is there an Easter bunny? So bunnies have lots of babies every spring, and they represent new life. And eggs, what do they represent? New life. Have you seen maybe some birds building nests outside? I have. And the flowers, they're so beautiful. And the trees are all getting green, and everything's coming back to life.
The tulips on campus are blooming. The tulip flowers, they're beautiful. I was there the other day.
So eggs are a symbol of life and rebirth. So Easter eggs represent life, rebirth, and of course Jesus' resurrection, him coming back to life. Yeah. So in the spring, we can all have a fresh start, a new beginning in our lives, and kind of a do-over. So I like spring because I get to kind of start again and be fresh and start over. Yeah. So Father Youmans, are you doing anything special for Easter?
So, I have our chapel services at school, but I also serve as a priest at a church downtown. And so we've been filming those services so people can watch them on the computer. And so I won't be going to church on Easter Sunday. But my family, which is my wife and my son Noah, who's a senior, we are all going to get dressed up on Easter morning, even though we're going to be at home. And I usually wear my collar, but this Easter I'm going to put on a tie, just to because it's such a different year. And we're going to get dressed up, and we're going to make pancakes, and we're going to celebrate. We're going to watch the service on the computer.
Me too. That's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to watch the service on the television. We're going to have Easter egg hunt.
Are you going to dye? Are you going to dye Easter eggs?
Going to dye Easter eggs. Going to put some. So we're going to have Easter egg hunt because I'm sure the Easter Bunny will bring, fill up the backyard, and then we're going to. We've been cutting masks for caretakers. So we've been cutting fabric so that we can make masks for people that need them. So we'll be doing that on Easter, and we'll probably be playing some card games and some games together, and then loving on our 3 little puppies. Yeah. So, Fritz, I'm wondering what you're going to do. Let us know what you do on Easter Sunday. And to close, I wanted to Kara Heidebright, one of our third graders, has requested that we talk about our Bible verse for this week, be Psalm 46:10. So that is, Jesus says, "Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations, and I will be exalted in the earth." Father Youmans, it's so great to see you and to
It's good
be.
to see you too.
Thank you so much for joining us, and have a wonderful Easter.
Happy Easter to you and everybody.
Happy Easter, everybody. Bye.
Bye.